Hello and welcome to Alsu, our weekly broadcast about ITSM in the modern IT world. Today with me I have Tony Myers, a good friend of mine and a long-time SaaS veteran. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the invite to the zoo.
You're always welcome in the zoo. Why don't you share with the audience a little bit about your background? You're currently head of the SaaS product at BMC Software, but what brought you there? What has been your journey?
Yeah, I've got a kind of a varied background. I started off a long time ago with big outsourcers like EDS. Went to some consulting houses like Deloitte Consulting, and then joined BMC about 10 years ago. And at BMC, I've been in various functions through professional services and product management. And I've been really focused on SaaS the last 3.5, 4 years or so. So it's been a great ride so far.
Great, great. So tell me, if I'm a customer, if I'm running my on-premise help desk for quite a while and I know my way around it and I have complete control over it, and yes, it's a bit old and dusty, but why should I move it to the cloud? Why should I let you clowns, if you will, manage my service desk, which is the center of my existence? Are there any very easy to understand benefits other than what I hear all the time, which is cost and ease of use and some of this marketing mantra that doesn't always hold up in court? So tell me, man to man, what are the benefits of SaaS?
Well, I think the first thing that you kind of have to understand is that there's always an event that happens, right? And that event could be I've got to upgrade, or that event is that there's a consolidation project in place where people are getting together. So it's not one day somebody wakes up and says, you know what, I just really need to move to SaaS. It's more of the event that triggers that. And that event could actually be something like financial, as you said, but it's also what we've been seeing is taking away a lot of the effort when it comes to administration of the system, aligning more towards out of the box and optimizing from an upgrade process. A lot of people are doing that so that they don't want to be in the game of upgrading software. They want to be in the game of consuming software. Plus, just in general in the marketplace, people are moving more towards brokered cloud vendors or vendors in a brokered type of service model. And IT service management, for a lot of people, it's a very commoditized type of service. They want it to be a utility-based type of thing where they turn it on, it's there, and they use it, and they don't have to worry about any of the back-end things. So those are a lot of the things that drive organizations towards SaaS in general.
Hmm. Is it something that everybody should look at, or is this just for specific industries or specific processes, or is SaaS for everyone?
Well, you know what? It's getting more and more propagated. You know, initially SaaS was just kind of confined to specific areas like the Force.com and CRM type of area. And you can see kind of SaaS being propagated across all different types of industries, all different types of technologies as well. So it is getting more and more embedded, but it's not necessarily for everybody. I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons why you wouldn't go SaaS, right? For example, if you want to have more control over your upgrade cycles, if you want to have more control, if you want to leverage your resources much more, if you've got specialized resources and you want to leverage that, you want to keep that in-house. If you have a financial reason of going CapEx versus OpEx, so there's also kind of these financial reasons why you might want to keep it in-house versus going towards the cloud. But the barrier of going to the cloud is starting to drop more and more. We're seeing industries like pharmaceutical that are highly regulated, government that are highly paranoid and conservative actually move their data into the cloud. So it's getting more and more common for people to move to the cloud, but it's not for everybody. Everybody needs to weigh at the advantages and disadvantages of moving to the cloud.
Is it the product that is improving, or are people's attitude to the product changing?
I think it's a little of both. I think there's more confidence in the security aspects of a SaaS in general. I think the products are getting much more robust as well. I mean, for example, in the past, when you're thinking about SaaS, you're thinking about a very small application running by itself. You know, some of our vision around BMC is around a hybrid type of model, where you could have some things running in the cloud, some things running on presence, and it's a much bigger vision as to what people are trying to accomplish. So the capabilities are getting much more advanced. They're getting much, much more standardized through things like web services and those types of standardized mechanisms. The functionality is expanding as well. And so people are kind of dropping their paranoia about moving to the cloud. I think as well, just in general, I mean, the biggest thing is I want my data to be in my data center kind of thing, and that's really starting to kind of relax, and people are understanding that just because their data is running, it is physically located someplace else, it doesn't mean it's not secure. It means it can be very, very secure. It can be very secure in transit, at rest, and they don't have to worry about those types of aspects.
Yeah, trust me, I've been trying to convince people to move their application into our data centers since the mid-90s, and still
and it's finally happening.
I guess so.
It only took 10 years.
Oh, Lord. What's next for SaaS? We've seen it sort of come about. The Web 2.0 element was there, the ease of use, the ease of deployment, and I think we all understand what the baseline of SaaS today is for an average application. So where's the evolution heading? What can we expect to have fun with soon?
Yeah, I think that so SaaS is making IT service management and service support in general much more accessible to everybody, right? It's a lot easier to stand up. It's a lot easier to deploy. I think what we're going to see from a SaaS standpoint is a continual expansion of the capabilities that run on-premise. It's going to be a much, much richer experience when it comes to an integrated on-premise, off-premise, or cloud-to-cloud type of integration. That's going to be just the logistics of being able to expand kind of your SaaS offering. I think in general, what we try and do just around service support also is just touch the customer being the end users of our customers themselves, and making that experience, making access to IT much, much easier and much richer. So actually facilitating that via a SaaS model is probably a direction that we're going to be going in. The other thing, again, is just making sure that we have the right types of things in place around mobile, around accessibility to IT service management. All of those things are just the general trends that you see within the industry that we're going to be, expanding from a SaaS marketplace standpoint. And so SaaS is going to be leveraging those types of mechanisms as well.
Very interesting. Well, thank you, Tony, for your time. I really appreciate you sharing insight into what's happening in the SaaS market, especially around service desk. Next week, Bruce Campbell will join us here in the Zoom, and he will talk about the violent, angry battles that are raging between help desk and operations and how you can overcome them. Until then, be safe.